In today's session of Divorce Court, Toylise Norman says she can't take being married to Derrick any longer.
He never comes home from work. Mind you, we stopped sleeping together. He had porno books I found under the couch.
No.
Don't say no, Mr. Norman, so fast. You're not running anything in this courtroom, okay, but your mouth.
All I did was stay home and take care of kids in the daytime and work that night. So I deserve to go out when I want to, if I want to.
Oh, get out of here.
And when she found evidence from one of his nights out, she said goodbye.
It was condoms, open condoms in my car from him with a woman.
Condoms in the backseat of the car?
I don't care what you saw with your eyes. You ain't see me with it.
Why would she lie on him?
Hold it.
Today, Toylise Norman wants Derrick Norman out of her life once and for all as they face off in divorce court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is a matter of Toylise Norman versus Derrick Norman, and I'm advised that you've been married for 3.5 years, Mrs. Norman.
Yes.
And you're ready to end it.
Yes.
Why?
Because a year ago, Your Honor, I got a call from the police officer letting me know that my husband was arrested. I called my cousin to come pick me up to take me to the police station. She took me to the police station. When I got there, I asked her, why was my husband arrested? She said, I don't have to tell you anything, Ms. Norman. I'm going to take you to your car and show you. When I got to my car, it was condoms, open condoms in my car, Rouge makeup towelettes in my car from him with a woman.
Somebody bathing and having sex in the backseat of your car?
Yes, and when he should have been at home with me when he got off of work. He's on the other side of town doing something.
And then you had to go get him out of jail.
I didn't get him out of jail. He didn't get out that night.
You left him there?
Yeah.
What's that about, Mr. Norman?
Your Honor, it wasn't even like that.
Oh, it wasn't? How was it?
It was 3 of us in the car. They let one go. They kept the lady because she had a warrant and I had a traffic warrant. That's why they took me to jail and for urinating on the curb. It had nothing to do with no sex.
When did you confront your husband?
I confronted him the next day. I asked him what happened.
After he got out of jail?
No, he wasn't out. He was in there.
I did get out the next day. I caught the bus home myself.
Wait a minute. He called me and said, you got to get me out of here. Get me out of here.
So did you go get him?
No, I didn't. I was going to go get him. I was trying to get up some money to go get him. They ended up letting him out.
So he got home and that's when you confronted him?
He got home, yeah.
And what'd you say when he got there?
I asked him about it.
And what'd he say?
He said what he's telling you.
Oh, all right, tell me, what'd you say?
What happened
This lame story he's about to tell me?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, right.
Let me hear it.
When I got off work, me and this guy named Sean was working together in a restaurant. When I got off, I was dropping him off. On the way home from dropping him off, he asked me to pick up his girl or whatever and drop them off.
So this is your friend's
This is a guy that I work with, right.
So why was condoms in the backseat of the car?
That's what they saying. They never even showed me none of that. That's what they telling her.
That's what I saw.
That lady
with
cop
my eyes.
told her that. I don't care what you saw with your eyes. You ain't see me with it.
Why would she lie on him?
Hold it. There are a number of reasons why she would lie. You didn't say she told you anything.
Yeah, but
hold it, Mr. Norman. So you don't know anything about these used condoms
that's
in the backseat
right.
of the car?
I don't have any knowledge of anything that was in her purse.
So why were you telling me that it was in her purse?
That's where they took it from. When they searched us, when they came up to the car, I was urinating on the side of the car. I seen them pull up.
Why were you urinating on the side of the street when you were just taking somebody home?
I've been doing this since I was a kid. Run behind the house, behind a tree, whatever.
Oh, so you were born outdoors, huh?
No, I wasn't born outdoors, but that's just how it is. I'm a man. I can do that.
You need to stop doing that, even though you are a man. Because a man has a little bit more self-pride. Just because you're a man and allows you to pull your penis out easily and use the bathroom on the street.
I never said it was right, Your Honor, but I did it.
Well, I'm telling you.
But I didn't have sex with nobody in the back of no car.
Okay, well, after that...
Well, I got more class than that anyway. If I'm going to have sex, I'm taking her to a room.
Stop.
I ain't going to do it in no car.
You wouldn't do it in the backseat of the car?
I didn't do her in no car. I took her to a room.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying she talking about I had sex in a car with some chick and all this.
She said a woman.
I seen with my own eyes.
So you said
you seen condoms. You ain't seen condoms come off me.
It should...
Mr. Norman, no woman and no man. Now, just because she didn't see him come off you, now let's get serious. Rarely do you see the person in the act and when they've had sexual relations with somebody else.
What this officer telling her.
Well, I gotta go by what the officer tell me.
What did the officer say to you?
She said, I don't have to tell you nothing, Miss Norman. Come look at your car.
So where was this man? Where was the other man?
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about a man.
Oh, is this the first time you've heard this?
No, he told me that story, but the police officer didn't tell me that.
It was a man.
It was a lady. They picked up him and a woman.
He's claiming that he took a co-worker home. Do you know this co-worker?
Yeah, no.
Oh. Why would the officer say that you were having sex in the backseat of the car?
Okay, well, maybe this
just want to lie on you.
Okay. The officer got into it from the start anyway, because I was trying to tell her she didn't have to take me to jail just for urinating on the curb. So I felt like she was being a whatever just for trying to take it that far anyway. So by then, I'm talking. By then,
excuse me? I don't care. Can I say something else about...
Hold on. So you and the officer got into it because you didn't think the officer was supposed to take you to jail?
I didn't say she was supposed to. I'm just saying she didn't have to take me to jail.
Why not? You didn't have to urinate on the street.
Okay, that's true. But I'm saying, I'm speaking up for myself, trying not to go to jail. By then, her partner then ran my name through the computer. He's saying I had a warrant for a traffic thing. So they put me in the back of the car. Next thing I know, they put the girl in the back of the car because she had a warrant or something, whatever. I ain't had nothing to do what was in her purse because I was in the car.
So how do you know what was seen on the floor?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I never seen none of that on the floor. I'm going by what they telling me.
Wait a minute. But your statement was this was in the woman's purse.
They was dumping it in my car. She was in my car. They took her purse and dumped it. When they found out she had a warrant, they searched her too.
And they dumped her purse in your car and left it.
Why would they do that?
And they found used condoms in her purse.
Where was the purse when you found it?
Wasn't no purse in the car.
Just used condoms?
Used condoms and towelettes. Your Honor, and let me say something else about the car. Okay, after that, about some months later, my windows come up busted out in my car. 3 of them.
Who had the car then?
He did.
And so how did your windows come out busted?
I don't know. He was out one night. He was getting off work again. He never comes home from work. Mind you, we stopped sleeping together. He had porno books I found under the couch. He used to bring...
So he's getting all his thrills from somebody other than you?
That's right. That's why he stopped sleeping with his wife. Okay?
So now what'd you find out? The car windows were busted out?
They were busted out.
Now explain that.
First
busted
of all,
window.
I was over Carlos' house. Carlos'
4 o'clock in the morning, sitting outside
again.
Carlos' girlfriend and her baby father was having problems. My car was the last car. It was 2 cars in the driveway. They red probe in our car. He bust our windows and they windows.
So now, where was Carlos' girlfriend? Was he with you?
I don't remember if Teresa was there.
Was she with you that night?
I don't remember if she was there that night.
Carlos knows what happened.
Okay, Carlos knows what happened?
Yes, he does. He was with Carlos.
Is this Mr. Carlos?
Yes, it's Carlos.
Step forward. State your name.
Carlos Peak.
Carlos Peak?
Yes.
Oh, so you're at the peak of this, huh? So tell me what happened.
He had came by.
After he got off work?
Yeah.
He came by your house.
Yeah.
You sit down in front of the house.
We had left for a minute, came back. We were sitting out there.
And doing what?
Drinking, talking, and smoking weed.
All right, and then what happened? No, don't you dare. Did you hit him? Mr. Norman, you hit him for telling the truth.
Yep. See this?
Now there
See this, Judge? After that,
hold up. Stop.
Okay.
Smoking weed. Yeah. Now, Mr. Pete, thank you for being honest, because you know what? I knew something else was going on other than sitting out in front of the house drinking beer.
When divorce court returns, Toylise and Derrick's testimony gets heated.
What about the 7 years before
We talking about marriage. We talking about the marriage. 3 years.
What about the 2 years before that?
And the judge takes control of an out-of-control Derrick.
Don't say no, Mr. Norman, so fast. You're not running anything in this courtroom, okay, but your mouth.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Derrick Norman, whose own witness unwittingly offered up damaging testimony.
Now, I just was waiting for somebody to tell me the truth, because I know how it goes. You were doing something that you couldn't do inside the other house because the mother wasn't going to allow it. Makes sense.
I stayed with my mother. I stayed by me and my lady stayed together.
But your lady wasn't going to allow that in the house. So you're sitting out in the car. Now, what happened? Now, Mr. Norman, don't hit him again.
Her baby father, my lady baby father came.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, he was
now, why he's coming at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know.
Just to visit?
riding past. He was riding past.
Well, we already had been beefing with him earlier.
Oh, now that makes sense too.
Yeah, we already had seen him earlier, and we was finna get on or whatever.
Okay.
And he went about his business. We went about ours. We was at his house, we was chilling, he rolled back through, we seen him.
So now you're gonna tell me the whole story, see? So that's the problem. You're already arguing over something,
right?
And the man came by and saw your car and broke the windows out. Now, if you'd had your little behind at home at 4 o'clock in the morning, your windows may not have gotten broken out. You know anything about these condoms?
No,
that
I don't
night?
know nothing
Were you
about
with
that.
them then? Did your friend tell you what went down?
No, I ain't
He
hear
didn't
nothing about
explain that to you.
No, that's the first time I heard that.
He didn't give you any explanation about that night. Sitting out in front of the house with somebody else.
That's
What's
the first
the
I heard.
Okay,
though,
have
I'm
a seat.
saying, what's the
Well, you know, you kind of leave out details, so I was just wondering if you
I
left
didn't
out
leave
some
out
other
no
details.
Your Honor. I'm the one that told you everything. You just going on what
Okay.
she telling you off something from an officer.
Let me tell you something. Let me ask this question. What's wrong with being at home with your wife and your children?
That's what I did every day anyway. That's why it was time for me to get out and get some air or whatever. All I did was stay home and take care of our kids in the daytime and work that night. So I deserve to go out when I want to if I want to.
Oh, get out of here. Please, stop.
So you all must have been
Please.
having some problems then.
Because he wanted to be out doing what he was doing at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Okay, he didn't want to work.
Yeah,
so he didn't do what he wanted to do.
after I realized that the marriage was over and that she really didn't love me like I loved her. And
Oh,
wanted this
get out of
thing,
here. I bent
that's
over
when-
backwards for
And
him.
What about the 7
No,
years
what about the
before?
car?
Oh, shut
Huh?
be
No,
quiet.
What about the 7 years before
We talking about marriage.
Mr.
We talking
Norman?
about the marriage. 3
What
years.
about the 2 years before
Hush!
that?
Now tell me about the car incident when your windows were broken out. How much damage did it cause?
$210 I paid for to get those windows fixed.
Why did you pay to get the windows repaired?
Because he didn't have the money like he always don't have. No money. He worked every day and never had no money. He never took care of nothing. I did everything.
That's not
That's
true,
what he
Your
said.
Honor.
Why did
That's
she
not
pay for the
true.
damages to the car?
He put the
Because
windows.
she had the money right then and there. Not because I didn't have the money. She had it right then and there, and we wanted to get the windows fixed the next
Did
day.
you reimburse her?
No.
That was my question.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
So when you got the
No, I
money, why
didn't. I
did you
didn't.
reimburse her?
I mean, why should I? I mean, I didn't think I had to reimburse her
Well,
like
you
that.
were out at 4 o'clock in the morning not doing anything to benefit this marriage.
Okay, but then too at the same time, if I wouldn't have had to reimburse her if we just would have waited to get the car fixed, because I could have got it fixed on my own.
I had to work.
She the
Free.
one was in a rush to get the car fixed
That's
right
right.
then and
Could she
there.
drive the car
I
with
have
the
to
windows
work.
damaged?
Get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Could she drive the car with the windows damaged?
No, she can't. I did.
But don't you have children that she has to transport around?
Yeah, but I
Damaged
did.
windows means cold air coming in.
Yeah, it was warm.
What else?
Oh, and like a couple of weeks after the windows were busted.
More damages?
Yes. Come home again, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Somebody here just rammed my car. We didn't have no front grill.
Now explain that with Mr.
Somebody
Norman.
ran into me in a snowstorm on my way home from work.
Somebody just ran into you.
A lady ran into the front of me, and neither one of us had insurance, so nothing we can do.
And you were on
And the
your
only
way
thing,
home or
only
you were on
thing
your way
was
to
busted
somebody?
on the car was the headlight and the side panel.
Okay,
That's
but were
all.
you on your way home or were you on your way
I
on
was on-
another
I
one of
was
your
on my way
rendezvous?
home.
Now who paid for that damage?
Nobody. You
because
know
she
what?
let the car sit
That's
in
right.
the driveway and called herself gonna give it to somebody. And after we split up and after I finally left and everything, almost 2 or 3 months later, I came back and got the car because she gave me the car. Wasn't
She
no
gave you
question
the
of me
car.
taking the car or nothing. She gave me the car. I was like, I don't want the car. I ain't gonna drive it. It's looking like this and it's looking like that.
That's right.
And I refused to let
I don't-
her give it to one of her
I don't
cousins.
feel
or somebody.
that.
Wait a minute,
So
so you-
I got the car.
So you gave
and she
him-
agreed
I
with it.
gave him. I
Wait a
did.
minute.
I
Didn't
gave
I
him
say
the
keep
car.
your voices down?
I'm keeping mine. I
Oh,
gave
okay.
him the car.
Why did you give him the car?
I just didn't want it, Your Honor.
So why
I
you
just
want
didn't
something now
the
then?
car.
So
Why
now
you
what
want
you
something
want?
now?
I want the $600
Yeah,
back.
no.
Plus the $210 that I paid.
What do you
for
mean the
window.
$600? Don't say no, Mr. Norman, so fast. You're not running anything in this courtroom, okay? But your mouth. So don't say no so fast. Now let me hear what she has to say. Then I'll allow you to give me your reasons why it shouldn't happen. But don't say no. Go on, Mr. Norman.
When he went and looked at the car, he didn't say I'm going to buy a car because he didn't have no money. I had the money. It was at home. I wasn't there. When I got in the house after he left, he had took my $600 and bought the car.
So I stole the
Wait a
money and
minute
bought the
now.
car.
You confusing me.
I
How
stole
did he
the money.
take? Wait a minute, Mr. Norman. How did he take the money if you said your mother gave you the money to buy the car?
She gave me the money. I put it in my drawer till we go look for one.
All right.
When I left with my mother, he called his mother over to go look for a car, which I didn't know until I got there. When I got home and got out the car, he didn't say, let's go look at the car together. He said, I'm going to look at this car. He didn't say I was going to buy a car.
All right.
Him and his mother. So they left. But when I got in the house, my $600 was gone because I knew.
And then he came back with a car.
With a car.
The one that he's damaged.
Yes.
So you're saying that he took the money that your mother gave you to buy a car?
Yes.
And you want it back?
Yes.
All right. What you have to say, Mr.
First
Norman?
of all, you need to understand this. Her mama ain't gave her nothing.
When divorce court returns, Derrick makes one last plea as the judge renders her verdict.
She didn't even tell me, I don't want the car because this, that, and other. So what do you want something from the car for then?
And an update on the case of Tamika Vaughn versus Marquise Harris.
Did you ask him to marry you?
Yes.
What, were you desperate?
No.
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back in the case of Toylise Norman, who's divorcing her husband Derrick after she found out he was having sex with other women in her car.
That car is mine, Your Honor.
Now, why is the car yours?
Because I done had it all this time. Why now she got to just have, I done seen her after this. She done rolled in the car and everything, and she didn't even told me, I don't want the car because this, that, and other. So what do you want something from the car for then?
I want the money back, so I can get
argument about.
Now, let me explain to you why. Even if she said, you can have the car because I don't want it, it's simply her saying it's damaged. I'm not paying for the damages to the grill. I paid for the damages to the window, not the damages to the grill. I don't want this raggedy car, so you can have the car. Doesn't mean that she's not entitled to whatever the value of the car
Right, okay,
is. The question is, what is the value of this car if you only paid $600 for it? Now it's damaged with grill and front end problems.
It's fixed now.
So what's the value of the car?
It's fixed.
know
Who
the
paid to have it repaired?
I did all that.
All right,
'cause
how
I
much
got
did you
the car.
pay?
I paid different prices.
I mean, for the front end, that damage, how much did you pay for that?
$165 for the headlights and the header panel.
Okay, now, what do you say this car is worth now?
I don't know, Your Honor. I just drive it. That's
If
it.
you
I
had to
don't
sell
know.
it to somebody, how much would you
I'll
ask?
sell it to them for the $600 that we paid for it.
All right. And how much you say the car is worth
The $600.
that you paid for?
That's right.
So the most you can ask for is 1/2 the value of the car, because that's what you're really entitled to. 1/2 the value of the car. The $210 that you used to repair the car was community money anyway.
No, that
So-
wasn't community money.
Yes, it was. You earned it during the marriage. But now he had the damage repaired, so you're entitled to $300 is the value, but you need to reimburse him $82 for repairing the damages that was done during the marriage. So we're gonna walk away with about $220 reimburse her. That's the court's order. Court's adjourned.
All rise.
When Divorce Court returns, an update on the case of Tamika Vaughn versus Marquise Harris.
He was too busy running up and down the street with other females, bringing home STDs.
Oh, boy.
Closed captioning for Divorce Court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in Divorce Court. Marquise Harris said he never loved his wife Tamika and only married her because he felt sorry for her.
Did you ask him to marry you?
Yes.
What, were you desperate?
No.
Wait a minute, your wife asked you to marry you. You didn't give it any thought. You didn't really want to get married, so you said, all right.
But Tamika said the marriage failed because Marquise wanted to play around.
He was too busy running up and down the street with other females, bringing home STDs.
Oh, boy.
So it sounds like you never wanted to be married. Really, you were just going along with the program.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what was going on?
Yeah.
That is totally, utterly ridiculous.
Tamika wanted Marquise to give her back the money she spent for his wedding ring and the security deposit for their apartment. The judge decided that Marquise did not have to pay for the ring because it was a gift, but she did order him to reimburse Tamika half of the security deposit. Although the judge recommended that they attend mediation after court, Tamika refused and said, "There's no need. I'm not going to remarry him." She is now engaged to a record producer. She will soon head to New York to be with him while he lays down tracks on his new hip-hop album.
He did the damage to the car. I felt I should have got the $600, but since he did the damage to the car, that's just how it is.
I still love my wife. You know, I never wanted any of this to come to any of this, but there's nothing I can do about it when she doesn't feel the same. So just go on with life, and next day is tomorrow.
Grow up and get a life.